Hello. Hello.
Maybe that. Hello, 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 hello. One of these days, I'll have like a really good sort of hello given to the peoples. It will be like a hello there or something. Hello there. How's it going, Ripper? Taking a big gulp of water, dropping it right. Can you hear that when I do that? Hang on. Let me check the sound levels. Ready? Yep. No, you can hear it. God, I hope I'm not like accidentally hitting it on a sharp corner and just breaking water into the study. That would be absolutely terrible. But yeah, hi everyone. Jason was in here first. It was great to see you, Jason. How's Code doing with their? I think they posted a message on Twitter for because I wasn't able to see him on Saturday in Final Fantasy, and it was something to do with excuse me, tonsillitis or like something about their tonsils got bad or something like that. So they have to not eat anything and they got to clean up an infection. I think that's how it goes. I'm not 100% certain. Tonsillitis. There we go. No one like I did a Google of tonsillitis, and amazingly enough, Google didn't think to like give me image results, which I think is actually quite amazing. Because normally, if I Google search like ingrown toenail or rash or skin cancer, I'm going to get an image result like in the main page as well. They're just going to be like, "Oh, here's image results for skin cancer," and I'm like, "Oh, cool, great." I thought I was going to get something like that for tonsillitis when it was in the first page, but no, it gave me like the normal like WebMD, the Mayo Clinic. It gave me the regular kit and caboodle for the different thing, like. But like, I'll be real with you, I don't fully understand the human anatomy and shit like that. I mean, like, look at me. Like this VTuber does not follow normal human anatomy. I am not following the best practices for human anatomy. He's on tablets for it. Okay, so it's so he ingests it. His immune system does some things, and then he does a thing. He gets better and all that. So that'll be good. I saw him complaining about the fact that he only has yogurt and whatsamahoozies to keep him fed, which isn't too great. I'm going to be real with you. That doesn't sound fun. I very much have I have like an iced mocha this morning, and I ate some pizza because I'm just a gluttonous bastard. He can only eat soft foods. Yeah. So that's a shame. That's a real shame. All right. I can close this thingy-madoogies. I need to look over on this panel here. I need to remember to look into the moderator panel for my stream, so then that way I can see on there, because I can see about the same sort of things in the moderator panel as opposed to like the stream. I think the only thing I don't see is when it's, for example, a like if I have to fill in a prediction or a guest star or a poll. Like I can't manage those things from there. Grant, hi, it's time to say welcome to you back all the time. You say welcome. Hi, Arandaho, great to see you. Welcome to you for all the time you say welcome. Great night. Hopefully you're having a good night, Arandaho. It's been a while. I feel like there's a number of people like name-wise that I recall and such, and it's a case of like, oh, I remember this name. I feel like I haven't seen them in a while or what have you. Like Rippa and Masonic, they're in here like a lot of the days. Jason's one of my moderators, so obviously they're in here as like often as they are. But Arandaho, like you'll pop in and out, and I'm glad that I remember some of these names. So yeah, I do not have much on my plate of things I want to talk about. I'm gonna be real with you. Senpai noticed me. Senpai does notice you. Can we get a shout out for Ripper, please? Because I haven't yet done the thingy-madiggy of an automated process of shouting out users that I've identified as, like, doing the streaming thing. Oh my goodness, why is my game not running? What in the world? Oh my goodness. There's a patch. 26 megabytes to download, and then it has to unpack to 44 gigs. How does it do that? How does that? Thank you, Jason, for the shout out to Ripper. How does it do that? That's incredible. Let's see. I've played it for the last 12 hours. If I click on support, no. I need, where is it? I need the news. That's what I need. So it has game release. That was like back on September 4th. Reviews are in for September 5th. It's not said anything else. So we've got a patch coming in, but no explanation as to why it's getting patched. Okay, Armored Core 6 patch. Because it's obviously going to, 3 days ago, it's going 1.002 missiles out. So they've released a patch affecting Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. There's been weapon balances. Fixed a bug that prevented certain weapons from dealing damage to the boss of the mission, destroy the weaponized mining ship. Fixed a bug that caused the boss of the mission prevent corporate salvage to be unable to detect the player. Fixed a bug that caused certain enemies not to be displayed correctly. Fixed a bug that caused certain enemies and background objects to be displayed incorrectly. Camera controls while spectating online. The punch animation not to be displayed correctly. Other bugs. Fixed the text displaying on screen after selecting quick game from the thingy. Fixed a bug causing certain bosses. Okay, so it's all like small sort of stuff. There's like, it doesn't sound like there's been a radical change. Like, you could argue that weapon changes are quantified as being radical, but they're not telling you like exact numbers, so we don't get like a nice clear picture as to, oh, what are the dramatic changes in weapons. All right, it looks like Armored Core is actually ready to start up shortly. I don't have a new shirt for Armored Core yet. Like, and I don't want to swap to Dark Souls. I could like try and find a design that's like From Software-esque, but I don't have that. What I do have is 2 new shirt designs. One, like, both of them are not game specific though, however. So as you'll see here, so this is my typical himbo. Oh, I've also fixed why my tail was doing a weird color when I went to default. It's because I had like my character skin like applying on the button, but the problem is that Unity's like UI buttons don't have a way for you to define, oh, which of the material slots it applies the material, which is fine for my shirt because there's only one material slot for my shirt, but there's multiple material slots for my zebra, which was causing issues with my tail because my tail was technically like either my first or my last material slot. Anywhoosies, so we got my normal himbo shirt here. I found a website that generates whatever you type into the Pornhub logo, which I thought was really funny when I first found it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do some funny renders. It's a little bit stretched on this shirt, as you can see. I feel like at one day I am going to need to redo, like, this is going to be another one of those, oh, I should put it on the back burner for something I want to do with my character, but I never get around to doing it, which is redoing like the shirt design, because, you know, it does this funky like thingy-madoogie here. And then we have, this is Unname's shirt design. All titty is good titty. So I'm not going to wear either of these shirts. However, oh no. Oh no, that's not good. I can't swap back to my default. Hang on a second. I gotta... Already, I need to fix my shirt. Unless also, is it like... Hang on, I need to now go back into Vignon cameras and double check. Yep, and it's messing up my, it's messing up my tail. So what I've done is, I've not fixed anything. I've not fixed out the very thing I needed fixed up, which is not what I intended. And I think I know exactly why it did what it did, and I just was not a very smart Zeebs when I did it. No, don't look at my ass. Don't look. I can't put my hands behind my back. Don't look at my tail. My tail is disgusting. Don't look at it. All right. Canvas. I know exactly where I need to go. Shirt panel, default. Yeah. So I need to swap. So boost. So it needs to go. So it needs to go shirt, and then game needs to go skinned mesh material, and then ding shirt texture. Oh wait, no, that's texture, not material. Shirt default. Save. Export. I don't need to export it. I don't need to like I don't need to open it up in like VC face. I just need to open it up here. Knights of the Round Table. No. This is Solaire's shirt. This is his tunic from Dark Souls 1. That was the intention of this shirt, is that it was his tunic from Dark Souls 1 with, you know, praise the glorious sun and like the green sleeves. Like that was the intention of this shirt. All right, it's building the asset bundle right now. Give me a minute. I will fix this. It's very important that I fix this. Like, some people may not understand. Like, I've got so many Yeah. Build faster! Please! Please build faster! Pretty please. Oh my gosh. Oh! One of the things I've been trying to do is I've seen a tweet talking about, because you'll probably have seen it out there, where there's new like sort of OBS/3D environments for VTubers to use, like motion, obscure, and what have you. And a VTuber made a joke of like, oh, there's so many of these. Like, I'm trying Devour right now. So capital D-I, capital V-O-W-E-R. And the idea is that you mention the name Devour, and like the recipient is like, what's Devour? In which case you respond with, devour these nuts, and then you just fucking dab on them. You just go bam. Alrighty, where is my body? Load avatar. Core 4. Alright, shirt, default, Pornhub, old titty, default. Alright, let's have a look at the tail. Yes, the tail retains its color. That's exactly what we want. All right, I can get rid of... Also, I need to turn on the prop for my helmet. So then that way it will be ready for when I need to slip on the helmet. For me to be like, right, we're in sci-fi mode. All right, I can close OBS. I can close this and hit the continue. Swap on over to the game. It still looks like Buzz Lightyear. I have not done much improvement to it. And there's like so much of this arena that I have not done yet, like G5, Robin Whatsamahoozies, and then there's Nest for the online thingy-majiggy, but we're gonna do some sorties. We're gonna try and do some sorties right now. Attack the Arbicus survey camp and seize corporation observation data. Alright, let's have a look at this. We're going through chapter 3 right now. I think we're under halfway still.
It's a request from one of the Balaam companies.
Uh-huh.
Attention, Gun 13 Raven. This job comes from our subsidiary, Dafeng.
Uh-huh.
The operation will take place in the central ice fields, Yalmar Mine. We want you to stage an attack on the Arquebus survey camp located there.
Mm-hmm.
After digging into the ice field, Arquebus launched survey drones to gather data. Whatever they found is sure to contain clues as to the whereabouts of the coral convergence. Put simply, your job is to seize the data.
Good thing I have the I think I have the OS upgrade where I've increased the speed of my scanning. So if I'm able to like dip in and dip out, I should be good. Alright. Let's swap over to... Alright, that's a detonating bazooka. I imagine we're not going to be dealing with that much gunfire. 319. This gives me more armor. Let's go with that. Overburdened, and then these are our boosters. Let's go for medium range. And we don't get much else in the choice of thingies, unfortunately. Alright, should be also... Wait, hang on. Why is my options screen not showing input... There we go, for the gamepad. Missions. Alright, we're set up for the mission. Let's do this.
621. Are you still hearing things?
Do I want to be honest with you,
Tell
Walter?
me if it happens on the job. I'll make adjustments.
Am I being honest with him about hearing things? I don't know if I am.
Main system activating combat mode.
It was very tempting to play this morning.
Commence mission. Extract the data from the birth survey drones, then get out.
Alright, so...
Solo AC. Must be an independent merc.
Taking Balem's money, no doubt. Intercept!
621. Eliminate obstructions as you see fit. But remember that the data is your priority.
There we go. Oh, there. Yep,
There.
gotcha.
Commence retrieval 621.
Alright, so there's the first one. Alright, observation data about the coral density. Contains records of surface level coral density in the central ice field. No major changes in values compared to readings recorded in the Bellis region. Likely to be cinders from the fires of Ibis. Inert coral reading made up 80% of the total. Analysis underway of the remaining 20%.
Remnants of the fires still drift in Rubicon's atmosphere. Trails of residual coral, like the one we passed through during our journey here.
2 repair kits remaining.
Ow. There we go. Gotcha. Alrighty.
1 repair kit remaining.
Oh, I'm pressing the wrong thing.
That makes 2.
Alright, so second one is down there. I'm a little bit hesitant of going into the hole.
Rubiconians have forsaken this lifeless place.
So
PCA
let's...
has their eye on it. Coral must be involved.
I love how this thing holding the data does not get destroyed as I'm swinging a laser sword around. It would be weird if I could do that and it ruined my mission. Alright, let's have a look. Our video data of the ocean has a noticeable gap. Stranger still, this hole in our records remains regardless of how many drones we send. What's going on there? Some kind of camera
Who
interference?
knows what's out there on this vast sheet of ice?
You and the AC! What are you doing here?
Looks like their MTs just got home. Shut them down.
I don't need to shut down the MTs, I just need to... Oop. Keep low. I see it.
This should be the last one.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Alright, what's this? Terrain data. Sonar is picking up something strange. Whatever it is, you can't miss it. Some kind of massive cave, perhaps? How could there be a cavity underneath this vast sheet of ice?
Very interesting. Make a copy of this.
Attention Gun 13 Raven! Looks like you ruffled some feathers. Taking their drones back to HQ. I want you to find them and stop them.
Shit. There we go.
No repair kits remaining.
Oh, the kick, like, literally just hits them for one shot and they're down. That is more impressive than I thought for those kinds of things. Alright. Time to get rid of some drones. Oh, no, this is a resupply. Oh boy, I hope there isn't just like another random boss I have to deal with. Alright, cool, resupply. We got our full health and we've got our...
AC! That must be the independent merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data!
Eliminate them, 621.
Wait! What's that sound?
Jesus!
Laser sweep. Watch out, Raven.
That ship. It's identifying as PCA.
Jesus.
That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Raven, fight back.
621, that's an LC. The PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
AP at 50%.
Jesus, I do not have the...
30%.
I do not have the luxury to...
Your AC's damaged.
Yep.
AP at 50%.
Like, at least...
30%. AP at 50%.
I'm picking up a massive heat signature in the distance. Raven, evasive action. Enemy fire!
Is that coming?
AP at 30%.
I do not have the luxury to not deal with that guy first. Alright, shields. They're a dick. Real gaming hours out here. Yeah, they are, Commander Yao. Yeah, they are. Had to deal with some weird AC units that with shields. Why did it put me here?
AC! That must be the independent merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data!
Eliminate them, 621.
Ow, fuck you.
Wait! What's that sound? It's the bomb!
Laser sweep. Watch out, Raven.
That ship. It's identifying as PCA. That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Raven, fight back.
Ow.
That's an LC. The PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
2 repair kits remaining. AP at
God damn.
50%. AP at 30%.
Raven, your AC's damaged.
AP at 30%.
I'm picking up a massive heat signature
key? Oh, Jesus.
Enemy fire!
AP at 30%.
This guy could, like, stop having his shield. That would be great. Okay, we're gonna need some explosives in here.
Pull the lever, Gronk.
Wrong lever! Alright, there we go. Keep to the laser sword, we're gonna need it. Duel will help avoid. Alright, here we go. Now, let's see how we go on this checkpoint.
AC! That must be the independent Merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data!
Eliminate them, 621.
Wait! What's that sound?
Laser sweep. Watch out, Raven.
Alright, cool.
That ship. It's identifying as PCA. That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Raven, fight back.
621. That's an LC. The PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
AP at 50%. 2 repair kits remaining.
There's that bastard.
AP at 50%.
I'm picking up a massive heat signature in the distance. Raven, evasive action.
1 repair kit remaining.
Enemy fire.
Gotcha.
C destroyed.
Oh god, I nearly died so many times. Hi there, Cosmic Wolf. Ignore the fact that I lost the first 2 times, and yeah, I'm winning. I should make it where if I die in a mission and I have to go through the tech checkpoint, then I should start a prediction. Oh.
No repair kits remaining.
Ah, shit. Serious.
Get onto the deck, 621. Disable the warship by smashing the bridge.
AP at 30%.
That's not good.
Raven, your AC's damaged.
Light shoulder ammunition.
Alright. Alright, let's have a... This is very useful. Let's swap to a... Let's see, let's swap to a pile driver for some... That way I can get up close. I can't use that, so we'll stick to you. Can I? That's our best thingamadoog. Let's swap to you. That way we can head over to a bigger engine. So I can swap you from rocket to laser cannon. So then that way we have something stronger. Hope you're having fun regardless. I think I'm having fun. I think I am doing relatively okay in like progressing through this. Like I'm only on to chapter 3, but considering I'm only doing this like 3 hours a day, like 3 hours a week or something like that, like it's not taking forever and such like that. And no one has voted. I feel very disappointed. I feel very disappointed. I run a prediction, and everyone's just sort of like, eh. No one's in a gambling mood, apparently. I love how it's just staying on there. Will Herkin Durkin go down? I'm sorry, you'll vote. Not too late. I've already deleted the poll. We're not doing it now. Also, it will, like, probably stick around there for a little bit long. There we go. Now it's disappeared. You're okay, Cosmic Wolf. I'm just not like a big time streamer like you where I have like the, 24 or so people that are lurking and are like, ooh, gambling.
That must be the independent merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of
And
our
already I'm getting my ass kicked.
Eliminate them, 621.
Although, to be frank, I don't need to...
Wait! What's that sound?
It's the bomb!
Laser sweep. Watch out, Raven.
That ship. It's identifying as PCA. That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Raven, fight back.
621, that's an LC. The PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
AP at 30%.
Raven, your AC's damaged.
AP at 50%.
Oh, you son of a bitch. This sure is a frantic game. It certainly is. Alright, maybe not use the pile driver. Let's see, we got a laser gun, we can't use the grenade, so we can't use any further thing in the biggies. I'm just gonna go with the shotgun here. Because no need for the sword. Alright. Let's try this again. Can't believe Zeeb removed chat's poll. It wasn't even a poll, it was a prediction. It wasn't even a poll. Alright, let's see how I do. Alright, so left bumper is the one with the multiple failures.
AC! That must be the independent merc. Shut it down before Balaam gets hold of our data.
Eliminate them, 621.
Wait! What's that sound?
Laser sweep. Watch out, Raven.
That ship.
Thank
it's
you.
identifying as PCA.
Thank you, Rippa. Alright.
2 repair kits remaining.
That's not subject guard. Did they send in an enforcement squad?
Raven, fight back.
621, that's an LC. The PCA's rank and file, and a big step up from subject guard MTs.
It's too fast. Be careful, Raven.
go.
LC destroyed.
1 repair kit remaining.
The warship's making a second approach.
Yep, I see it. Oh boy.
They've deployed drones. Intercept 621. Looks like you're on the deck. Good call. Now smash the bridge, 621.
Enemy propulsion systems compromised.
It's going to blow. Get clear, 621.
Alright. Cool.
AP at 30%.
Oh, if you like fall to your death, they just drop you all the way down, don't they? Well, I wish I knew I couldn't like fly all the way that way. How do I make a dick joke with prediction? I don't know. Predict
Looks like the coast is clear.
this. I wonder if I have that in the 7TV thingamadiggy is pants
The
grab.
closure area is SG's jurisdiction. Why send an enforcement squad in a warship? Special mission,
Predict
maybe?
this.
Or was it? Wait. Over there.
Trespassers to Rubicon, this is your warning. Disarm and withdraw from the closure area immediately.
Okay.
Resistance will be regarded as a declaration of war.
Planetary Closure Administration?
Termination.
Never heard of this place before.
PCA makes no exceptions.
The PCA. They're coming.
The fuck is the PCA?
We got a little too eager, 621. Us and the corporations both.
Yeah, I'm gonna skedaddle the fuck out of there. What the hell was that? Alright, so bonus pay was pretty good, but by God, did we need that bonus pay? It almost cost us like the cost of the mission.
Hey, Raven. It's me, Rusty. Your old buddy from the Vespers.
Hi, Rusty.
Haven't talked since we climbed the wall.
Yeah, you ran away. You had to deal with something else.
I'd love to catch up, but I'll cut to the chase. The PCA has deployed its suppression fleet. And now it's laying down the law all over Rubicon. We've
Oh.
already lost several survey bases, and Balam's in a sorry state too.
Ugh.
For their part, the Rubicon Liberation Front sees this as an opportunity. If you ask me, they're counting their eggs before they're hatched. At this rate, the Corps, the Rubiconists, and the independent mercs will go down together.
Ow.
I'm sending you a request from the Archibald's group. We could use the wall climbers' help.
Alrighty. So we can go to Rusty through the Arbicus group. Oh God.
1 new message.
Alright. Lay it on me.
I see you got a call from V4.
Yep.
I've been contacted as well by the Balaam group. Seems both sides have been forced to halt the coral survey. Check the briefing, 621.
Alright, so we've got 2 different missions we can take on, it sounds like.
Raven.
They sound like Comstar from Battletech or something. This is just how most sci-fis go, is they establish mega corporations as like the alternative to intergalactic governments. Alrighty. Let's see, what are some new parts we can buy? We can buy the Scrudder Assault Rifle. 224. Gives a much lower impact, but way more rounds. Weighs less. Better management of recoil. The effective range is reduced. Charged. Reload cost. Ammunition is less. Zimmerman shotguns. Bazooka, grenade launchers, napalm, a stun bomb. Fires special projectiles that scatter electric metallic shards. They build up to induce a forced electrical discharge in the afflicted vessel. Let's have a look. Okay, don't show me for the small fry. It doesn't help there. And then we've got another pulse gun from the looks of it. And then we've got a stun baton. The linear rifle, assault rifles, a burst machine gun, the Gatling. Missile launcher, split, dual. Plasma missiles. Hi there, Furry Cures. No, I'm not kidding. I'm playing the Armored Core on Monday today. Greatly reduces the AP, increases the EN load, but gives... So Schneider does all the, like, fast, thingy-madoogs, and then... So many Hey, there's the fucking wheelchair tank wheels. Is E621 the name of your mech? It's the name of the pilot. And there's been so much of E621 that I've been missing out on. Let's see. So
go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. Alright, so that's the reverse joint. Actually, the reverse joint... Okay, so it's a heavy weight. That's why. Alright, so that's... So those would be overburdens. Then that's a wheelchair. We got boosters here that would be greatly reduced. A different sort of FCS. A new generator. Lower capacity, but a greater recharge and... Let's see, a greater recharge and supply recovery. Lower capacity. I've not been getting, like, many, like, different cores is the thing. So this is a medium build by Balaam. Suited for mass production. Better thingamajiggy output. Unfortunately, it goes beyond the total load. This one gets a lot... This one reduces the weight. But it doesn't give us a... doesn't do too much of a loss to the defense. Higher recovery. Better reload times, that's good. Recharge delay is reduced. Supply efficiency is reduced. Power word. Pointy stick. Oh, I've already got the pile driver. It's just I've not been purchasing a lot of new things for edits and such I've got this shotgun on my gun side, on my knife side, sorry. And then there's a stun baton, but I don't think the stun baton would be as useful as some of the other, like, swords I've been getting. Let's see, so we got the Turner and the Scudder. So there's Scudder. There's Ramst. A new pulse gun. This is a napalm. Grenade launcher called the Iridium. Different grenade launcher. This one does quite a bit of damage. And then this is a long-range shotgun with fewer rounds, but I'm gonna be real with you, that's pretty cool. So the Zimmerman. I've seen people dual-wielding the Zimmerman in, like, builds and what have you. I'm gonna buy this... actually, let's have a look. So we got active homing, a plasma missile launcher. We got that vertical one. Not the Zimmermans? What's wrong with the Zimmermans? And then there's another laser cannon. Okay, what's cool about this missile system? Okay, so that's more of a direct. And then that splits off, hitting the sides. Interesting. There's our dual system. That one does 3s. Then we got a vertical. I don't know how I feel about the active homing, I don't know how I feel about active homing as a, whatsamahoozy, as my choice. Hull shields, I've not been doing too good of a job with. Oh, I definitely need to have that on my, Bam, bam. Yep, alright, so I need to have that one. And... Songbird Zimmerman is the single brain cell? Which, okay, what's Songbird? Ding, 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 ding. Nope, it's not there. Scudder. Majestic. Oh my god, what is this cannon like? Nice. So there's Zimmerman. Where's... Ooh, Sweet 16? Oh, that's just a shotgun. Majestic, Joe Chen, Iridium, Therapist. I don't know if this would be a good stun. Because they're demonstrating this on fucking small fry. I don't care about how... Like, these small fries are not my issue. My issue is the medium builds, like the MCs or whatever they're called. Rocket launchers on the back, they fire twice. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Would there be an advantage to an active homing missile, I wonder? So there's the virtual. Oh, wait, no, I did purchase the Songbird. I just don't have it on this shoulder. Alright, so... And then... 7... So if all 10 of the missiles hit, that's 720 damage as opposed to 15. Yeah, okay, so this is comparing my laser cannon. Hi there, Wild Saber. Alrighty, alright, what's this again? Oh yeah, that splits off, which... This has a lot more ammo. Like... Oh, it's probably in groups of 10 as well, so that's more like 30 shots, rather than whatsamahoozies. Although it has a... If all of them hit, but that's not a guarantee. Honestly, the laser cannon might just be the consistent one to stick with. And then I just need to have a look at, like, different thingies. The music is quite... Yeah, the music is nice. The music isn't, like, in my head, thankfully. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Scan distance is a lot higher on this. Scan effect duration, however, is reduced. Total weight gets reduced just by a little bit. I think I will grab this one just in case I need something with a little more scan. And then I can't get the Schneid, and I can't get any new legs. Let's have a look. Firearm and specialties. This one is better. Oh, this does 106. Okay, so that might be the better one to wear for firearms. And then we've got the mule. So a greater reduced weight and EN load. And then, alrighty. Let's fix up. Alright, so back right. Let's try with the songbird. So that's missile launcher. We'll just keep to the plasma thingy. Grab you. Everything gets overburdened when I move on to these guys, which is a shame. Which means you get swapped out for... Laser sword for you. You swap out from the detonating bazooka to... Not being changing from the assault rifle. Hang on, let's have a look at this fella. The ideal range goes from 160 to 130. The effective range goes from 296 to 259. Okay, so... The shotgun isn't that... It's not like a terrible misaccuracy, thank goodness. Alright. We might be able to get away with this. Don't have anything new in there. Let's see how we do against Gun 5 with this setup. Let's get a prediction going. I might have to pause it if it doesn't, like...
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program. Number 19. Rank D.
Vote in the prediction, peoples. You might win some big
Subject
points.
PC. Headbringer.
You're going all... Oh my god, Ripper, you're going all in? You're going all in against me on G5?
Evaluation.
Hang on. We're gonna hit pause.
System activating combat mode.
Let's get some predictions. Grant, is it just me or does your mech have the colorization of Buzz Lightyear? You are absolutely correct. I've had that color for like 2 streams now. You are absolutely correct. It is Buzz Lightyear colors. I've not adjusted it, and I don't know when I am going to adjust it. How's everyone doing in the prediction? All right, we got 15% naysayers, it seems. How dare you? We got 8 grand on me saying that I'm gonna win, and 1 grand saying I'm gonna lose. That's a biggest fan worth of points right there. Alrighty then. Let's see how we do in this one. Alrighty. Oop. Jesus.
AP at 50%.
I'm not getting much distance into him.
AP at 30%.
Oh. Nah. Ah! We lost. Did I win that fight? Nah, I didn't. I did not win that fight. I am sorry, Ripper. You had so much confidence in me, but unfortunately, I lost the fight. You feel you're betrayed. I am so sorry. All right, first and foremost, probably not the best weapon. All right, swap from. Okay, we still be overburdened with a laser cannon of all things, annoyingly enough, but pulse shield wouldn't help us. Missile launcher might. No. We're gonna try and go heavy as we can. We're gonna try and go as heavy as we can with this one. We just Bowser Coin Revolution the gains. Yep. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, chat. I reassembled some shit. Granted, I have nothing on the left shoulder, but I'm trying to keep to the lace. Actually, you know what? Let me put back on this, and we'll change, because he's doing a lot of movements, but he's not doing movements for let's see. So this, and then this would make the core lighter, which I don't want to do. You're all in it. All in, he says. Oh, 12 points. That's why. All in on 12 points. Hi there, Luna. Don't forget to put your submissions in the prediction poll on whether or not I am going to win this next event. 12. Ripper is going all in. They're going all in on this. Oh, goodness. I wonder if there's a way for me to, like, check the previous prediction. I should have done that to see who got all the points. Has to love and leave. Have a great day. Not to worry, Masonic. Hey, wait a second, Masonic. You voted against me? You voted against me. You voted against me. Shout out to Rippas having me out. Shout out to Rippas always believing in me. Thank you so much, Rippa. Did I win? Yeah, I did. We beat the haters. We beat the haters. They thought we couldn't do it, but we did. Look at that. Did we win? Hell yeah, we won. We beat them out. We beat out all the haters. You got 39. You did not break even. Ripper, you put 8,000 points down on a prediction. You lost that. You went all in with 12 points. You didn't get your 5,000 points back. You're basically that is not basically broke even. I hate to break it to you, but losing 5,000, losing all in 5,000 versus, and then later on winning all in 12 is not breaking even. It's all coming up for Rippa. Yes, good on Yes, let's just congratulate Rippa on their points win. Who's holding 8,000? Okay, even worse, Ripper. That's even worse. I thought it was 5K. Now it's 8. Where did your points go? Also, hang on a second. AC designs, AC data. Let's just load in AC1 data, and then have a look at some of the heads we can purchase, their advantages and disadvantages. So we've already purchased. All right, so we need a new kind of chest for sure.
Chat has come together and thinks you should do 10 squats during
some
the
of
break.
the arms would be better, but I'm not getting any of the later stage arms is the problem. All right, 10 squats. Here we go. Sir Dragon, I'm pretty sure they bet 1,000 against your 8. Alrighty. Good on you, Sir Dragon. Alright, here we go. 10 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you for the 10 squats, chat. I did it. Alrighty. One other thing. Okay, hang on a second. I want to. Where's the. Here we go, predictions. And then this is. Prediction summary. What does that look like? The highest winner, Rippa. Good on you, Rippa. Alrighty, so the high transition is a slide. Alrighty, so show transition is going to be a slide up. And then a high transition is going to be a slide down. Alrighty, and now I need to put that on my stream deck, so then that way, the next time I present that information, let's have a... Alright, so... Blue, code, Z, I don't need those anymore. Source visibility. Predictions. Redictions. That's not how it's supposed to. F2. Predictions summary. Predictions summary. And then there's this one directly underneath. And this one is going to be predictions. Predictions. Alrighty, and now I need to, let's see, so you're there. So I need to move you. Transform. Center to screen. Alrighty, so if we zoom in on the center, there we go. Zoom in on the bottom. I might need to zoom out on that one, or maybe I don't need to. That's us there. Has to do all 109 in one sitting. No, 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 no. That's not how this works. No way. That is not how this works. Thank you very much. Alrighty. So we can't buy anything new there. Do all kinds of different AC thingy-madoogs. Also, I just realized he's... Oh yeah, he's on like the lowest stuff. So that was my first design. And then, let's see, so this was... I think this was my winning one to deal with the end of Chapter 3. I've been doing a lot... Lots of bipedals. Or, sorry, not bipedals. Lots of, whatsamahoozy, If there's any share IDs I should try out, let me know. Sortie. Missions. Alright, so... Jorgen refueling. Central Bayless. Aquabus survey. The wall. This is to eliminate... V7? Tunnel sabotage. Okay, what's the difference? Alright, let's have a look at tunnel sabotage. Who hired us for this one?
Got a job for you, 621. The Balaam Group sent us a request.
Attention, Gun 13 Raven. This request comes from our affiliate Dafeng. We will be conducting a diversionary operation to attract the PCA's attention. You are to report to the Engebret Tunnel in the Central Ice Field. It's a derelict watch point, slated for restoration by the PCA in the near future. Infiltrate the tunnel, then find and destroy the sensor they're planning to repair.
Ow.
The objective is to distract the PCA and divert forces from their local base. Briefing over. Counting on you, Gun 13.
So that came from the Balaam Group. Who's this coming from?
We've received a job from the Rubicon Liberation Front.
Oh.
Let's take a look at the request.
Raven, we have a mission I'd like to offer you. The Rubicon Liberation Front is planned to retake the wall from our questions.
Okay.
We'd like you to lay the groundwork for us. Your objective is to assassinate V7 Swinburne, the commander of the occupying force.
Oh.
Swinburne has dispatched surveillance squads to monitor for intruders and hired operatives. If our plan to retake the wall is to succeed, you must not be spotted. We're counting on you to handle this discreetly.
Huh. Alright, so that's done by... So the elimination is because of the Whatsamahoozy Liberation Front. Probably gonna go for them. What's this
Hey,
one?
buddy. This job comes from Schneider of the Arquebus Group. Here's the rundown. They want you to attack the Jorgen refueling base, a PCA foothold on Rubicon. The target is the energy refinery plant deep inside. Take that out and, well, it ought to slow down their suppression fleet at least. Until recently, Jorgen was one of Balaam's coral survey bases. It only took a day for the PCA suppression fleet to commandeer the base.
Okay.
You'll also find a number of fuel storage tanks that I've marked as pay targets. I want you to be a walking advertisement for opportunities in destruction.
I refuse to be called cute. Alright, let's swap from Tuna to you. say he's fast. Might be best. All right, let's help the Liberation Front. Thank you for the boops there, Masonic.
In order to ambush and eliminate the target undetected, you'll need to adopt a different style of fighting.
All right. I will accept sexy. All right, let's get my helmet on. There we go.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it. A camera's tracking you.
Alright. Looks like we're heading over to the wall to avoid detection.
Camera's tracking you.
Sure, we've got to capture the intruding AC.
Damn it.
Well done. I'll handle it from here.
Alright, so there must have been... I guess... Oh, I can't restart from checkpoint. I have to start all the way back from the beginning. Alright. It's gonna be one of those kinds of stealth missions I see. I reckon I still made the right choice of, you know, going for...
I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now.
I still feel like I'm making the right decision of going for the wall to try and...
This operation is over.
Alright, let's see. Can I...
Capture camera tracking you. Take cover or quickly destroy it.
Nice. You never noticed there was an MC there before? There's like two. So there's one up there, and there's another down there. There's these drones here, which could be following the wall. Oh, hello. Alright, use you for active missile launching, so then that way I don't need to keep an eye on you. Oh.
Raven, surveillance MT.
Swinburne, sir. We've identified the intruding AC.
God damn it.
I saw an independent mercenary. Must be working for the Liberation Front.
Damn. Alright, maybe the wall is a bad idea. Maybe the wall is a bad idea and we should go for, like, going into the city and trying to weave our way through.
Main system.
There's just way too many... Because let's see, we've got...
Commence mission. I've estimated the target's position based on the data we
One
received.
there,
Sending
one
results
there.
now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it.
Capture complete. Sending data to Swinburne.
God damn you. Alright. Active camo is not gonna be... the missile launcher is not good because I don't have the long range thingamadoogie for it. Oh, but I could change it. Hang on a second. hang on. Yep, so core is that. Do I have better special? So these would be better arms, but then I'm overloaded for it. 96, 160. Alright, so that's better for firearms. Alright, let's have a look at the legs. Overburden the fuck out of them. Boosting for that. So 40, 40, 29, 67, 54. Yeah, let's go with you. We get an EN shortfall with you. Better boost speed with you. EN shortfall. We're gonna have to deal with an AC, so I feel like the detonating bazooka and the sword are still gonna be needed. EN shortfall with the laser cannon. All right. Missile launcher. Let's swap to the vertical now that we have something with longer range. This one has a better scan distance. Actually, can we swap to better arm? No, we can't swap to those, unfortunately. Let's see. Better recoil and melee. That doesn't do it for me. God damn, I need a new core. Alright, let's try this again. They took your photo. God damn it. Fucking paparazzis. Alrighty. So yeah, I need something with...
Commence mission. I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it. There's a lot of surveillance MTs. Raven, check to see where they're deployed.
That wasn't my intention, although I did kill him, so got that going for me, which is nice.
Raven, surveillance MT.
Swinburne, sir. We've identified the intruding AC.
I saw an independent mercenary. Must be working for the Liberation Front.
Damn. Okay, let's try the wall one more time. Let's try the wall.
Main system activating combat mode.
So I'm shooting way too many MTs from there.
I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now.
And what's more is I can freehand
Watch out for the surveillance MT.
this one.
If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it.
The fuck? Why can't you... Alrighty, let's see how we do. He can't get me from a kilometer away, can he? Oh, that guy's still alive? Oh, shit. Alright. There we go.
Raven, surveillance MT.
Twinburster, we've identified
Oh my
the
fucking
intruding
god, are you serious?
I saw an independent mercenary. Must be working for the Liberation Front.
Alright, hang on. Righto. So, Blitz Cannon may not do it. Hang on. Weapons Bay. Wait, manual, here it is. So I need that. Assault rifle gives us additional charges. Nothing would make me invisible. This would increase the kinetic damage, explosive, energy, the melee, the direct hit. Increases access speed. Damage control mitigations. Excluding. This increases all explosives. Linear rifle, accelerate. So yeah, that should be. Yep, that is kinetic. So, actually, will it do it in one charge? Nope. Okay, looks like it will do it in one charge. There's our laser thingy-majiggy. We get an EN shortfall. Fuck it, let's go with the bipedal again. That way we can get the EN thingy-doog. Yeah, because that gives us an EN shortfall. We're going again.
In order to ambush and eliminate.
I honestly keep thinking that I'm gonna be like a bipedal sort of person, but if the previous missions, like the saved AC datas and this current one are telling me anything, I am just a quad bitch.
I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it.
There we go. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. That was a ricochet? Are you shitting me? Nope. Problem. Alright, let's see if I can be a sneaky boy. Come on, slow. Nice. I don't know if Armored Core and Stealth are like the right combo here, especially when you don't have like the sci-fi option of, oh, let me just hit my active camo button to avoid scan.
There's a lot of surveillance MTs. Raven, check to see where they're deployed.
Here we go. You wouldn't have picked it, yeah. This probably would have been one of the more... How the fuck did you not see it?
Camera looking this way.
Capture complete. Sending data to Swiffer.
God damn it.
They've caught us. Mission failed.
Thank you for the peck dance, Faded Foxo. Avalon! How did you do this?
Activating combat mode.
Commence mission. I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it.
Easy. You did it on easy. There is no easy. Just go left from the start? Really? Oh, damn. Also, why don't these things have, like, drone cameras on them? That's what I don't understand. Like, wouldn't these, like, up in the sky make a little more sense?
That camera's tracking you.
Honestly.
There's a lot of surveillance MTs. Raven, check to see where they're deployed.
Because they're drones, and in the AC universe, AI is unreliable and a disgrace? That's not how drones work in the military! Oh my god. Japan! Drones are the core for surveillance. Drones are like the pinnacle of surveillance because you get to put them wherever the fuck you want. Honestly, this game.
Camera looking this way.
Capture complete. Sending data to Swinburne.
Fuck you.
Mission failed.
Oh, and he's right fucking there as well. I just need to scale that wall and I'm good. The reasoning is pretty solid. They had a lot of false positives. That's why you have a person manning the drones.
Main system.
You have multiple drones manned by one person.
Commence mission.
Believe it or not, the military is just gonna be data entry up the wazoo.
Results now.
Oh my god, this game.
Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it.
That's what the MTs are for. Ah, yes, because the best way to have surveillance is a person physically on the battlefield. I bet this is how you feel about the Zweihander being seen as a great sword in FromSoft titles.
Camera looking this way. Raven, surveillance MT.
Don't argue the anime game. Oh, fine. I'll just get good, scrub.
Camera looking this way.
Always, yeah, exactly. Always remote operated, which is why I like have a little suspension of disbelief that these like drones that are hovering. Hey, Sir Dragon, that's my shirt. That's why I have like a very huge like sort of yeah, like as if they're gonna let like let's be real. Hovering drones would probably be like the better. Anywho's he's not important.
A camera's tracking you.
Sir, we've got a capture of the intruding AC.
Fuck you.
Well done. I'll handle it from here.
Human elements is incredibly important addition because not everything is clear cut. No, no. Look, Avalon. I understand the AI thing of it can't detect shit. What I'm saying is that drones being manned only by AI sounds very fucking dumb in this universe. Like, it's just
Main system activating combat mode.
Fine, I'm gonna follow Avalon's direction of fucking things and go the left side.
The target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up a capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it.
Dust people. The fuck are dust people? The fuck are dust people? I have no clue. That sounds like a made-up like...
There's a lot of surveillance MTs. Raven, check to see where they're deployed.
Oh, they don't want me going on top of that wall. Fucking great. God, the humans' AI is stupid. Soup people. That is some... Look, I would not put this in the same level of, like, intellectual as Evangelion. I'm gonna be real with you.
Camera looking this way. Raven, surveillance MT. A camera's tracking you. Raven, surveillance MT. A camera's tracking you. Camera looking this way.
Oh.
A camera's tracking you. A camera's tracking you. Camera looking this way.
Whenever in history they still use flash photography. That is a little bit silly that they're using flash photography, where in the military, you would not catch anyone on any surveillance job throwing out a flash. It is a little bit ridiculous, I will be real with you. Alright, let's see how we do. Wish me luck.
No sign of the target, it seems. Perhaps he's out on night watch. Raven, look over there. I've detected an AC in combat mode. That must be Swinburne, the target.
All these lawless ruffians. They never learn, do they? Huh. This isn't how the Liberation Front builds their ACs.
Target confirmed. It's Swinburne, the Vespers number 7.
Alrighty.
This is our opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
I see. Balaam. Tired old concern falling further and further behind.
What the? Stop that! How dare you attack me with my back turned! I don't know who put you up to this, but clearly you need to be disciplined.
Repair kits remaining.
No! I'm Swinburne! I can't lose!
You will.
Right shoulder ammunition at 30%. At 50%. 1 repair kit remaining. Right shoulder ammunition at 10%. Right shoulder ammunition depleted. AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Ah, god damn it.
You've got skills. Shame you don't put them to
Grant
good
is
use.
coded, yep.
But that can be changed. With a little reprogramming. Make a fine soldier. Wait! Let's not do anything hasty. You realize I lead the Vesper 7th Squad. I asked you a question. Don't you have any manners? You need discipline!
Left shoulder ammunition at 50%.
Your opportunity to start anew has come, mercenary. To the re-education center with you. Ta-ta.
Oh, there's re-education centers? What the fuck? He's Grant coded. I don't know if he's Grant coded, but sure. Assembly. Now that we're like much closer to, you know, an AC and what have you. Let's go pile driver. Swap from the cannon to the songbird. And vertical. Alright, so that has better firearm special, which is... And, yeah, alright, so we want to go with that one instead. That one's better dodging, the FC. Alrighty. Restart from checkpoint. Here we go. They're not what you think.
Target confirmed. It's Swinburne, the Vesper's number 7. This is our opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
I see. Balaam. Tired old concern falling further and further behind. I'll have you all sent for re-education.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher? I don't know who put you up to this, but clearly you need to be disciplined. No. I'm Swinburne. I can't lose. What? Let's not do anything hasty.
Oh, he's using,
Squad, which means... I asked you a question.
I see. He's using repair kits, just like me.
Discipline.
2 repair kits remaining.
Wait, no, please.
Oh. Fuck you, Swinberg.
Let's go home, Raven.
Damn. Hope I can just run into that direction, like right at the get-go next time. Ah, no bonus pay. Damn. Oh, but the log hunt has been progressing, and we get ourselves some new bipedal legs. We're getting a lot of bipedal legs. If you let him talk and not attack him, you can get another combat log. I did not know that was a thing.
Raven, you have our gratitude for eliminating Swinburne. Some of us were worried that the enemy might have won you over.
Uh-huh.
But it seems we can trust you after all. Glad to be on the same side.
Honestly, the Liberation Front's like logo looks pretty cool. All right. So how do the legs compare? Oh, okay. So they're actually okay. So the AP is a lot lower. Altitude stability is like halved. The load limit reduces by like 7,000. But the boost speed is increased. The weight and the EN load are greatly reduced in comparison, so I can still use like a lot of the... I can still use even like the heavy shit too, which is nice. Like these two are just wasteful. And then that means... Oh, damn it. Overburdened. Alright, let's see if we can purchase some new cores. Not really. What a shame. So if I replay the mission, eliminate... So this one here.
In order to...
So run through the thingamadoogie, get to him, go into the fight, and then when he says wait, I just stop. Is that it?
Main system activating combat mode.
So I need to... So I just need to go...
Commence mission. I've estimated the target's position based on the data we received. Sending results now. Watch out for the surveillance MTs. If they get a read on you, this operation is over. If you pick up the capture camera tracking you, take cover or quickly destroy it. Camera looking this way.
Go. Okay, gotta head out, have fun with Roku. I have no clue who that person you're talking about is. Alright, cool, so he's gone.
No sign of the target, it seems. Perhaps he's out on night watch.
Let's see.
Raven, look over there. I've detected an AC in combat mode. That must be Swinburne, the target.
All these lawless ruffians. They never learn, do they? Huh. This isn't how the Liberation Front builds their ACs.
Target confirmed. It's Swinburne.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher? I don't know who put you up to this, but clearly you need to be disciplined. No! I'm Swinburne! I can't lose!
You look like you will.
AP at 50%.
Transaction goes through me.
Okay.
Let me go, and you'll still come out on top. Understand?
Huh.
You're quick on the uptake, aren't you? Splendid. I'm sure Snail will see you're properly honored for this. You're not like those savages. Keep up the good work.
Interesting. Okay. And the mission just ends here? Alright, mission just ends there. Oh, what's happened here?
And dishonor, such as the Oathbreakers due. Pay the sons who toil!
Oh, okay.
Is that a liberation for DC? Prepare to intercept.
The scoundrels' profits. Coins slipping through cold fingers. The vow forsaken. Death the only salvation. Rest with the coral!
You didn't tell me I had to go through a different AC.
Target confirmed. It's Swinburne.
Oh, what? So I have to fight...
This is our opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
I see. Balaam. Yep.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher? I don't know who put you up to this, but clearly you need to be disciplined. No. I'm Swinburne. I can't lose.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
You've got skills. Shame you don't put them to good use. But that can be changed. With a little reprogramming. Make a fine soldier.
One repair kit remaining. AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
What? Let's not do anything hasty.
Great. Anyways, you're gonna dip. Alright, thanks. Thank you for being around, Avalon. I do appreciate it.
Every single transaction
now
goes
I'm...
through me. Let me go, and you'll still come out on top. Understand?
No repair kits remaining.
You're quick on the uptake, aren't you? Splendid.
Alright, let's see how much money I get with
See,
this.
you're properly honored for this. You're not like those savages. Keep up the good work.
This one feels bad. Like, just leaving a contract like this and then getting hit by a, by the Liberation Front, it feels bad.
Death and dishonor, such as the Oathbreakers due.
This one sounds
Pay the sons who
very anime.
Is that a liberation for DC? Prepare to intercept.
The scoundrels' profits. Coins slipping through cold fingers. Feed Rubicon's soil.
AP at 30%.
The vow forsaken. Death the only salvation.
And it's annoying that it's like, if I want to do a checkpoint, it's like it's checkpoint before the Viper fight. And then, like... I'm gonna get a really bad rating for this mission because the number of times I'm doing the, like, the mission reset.
It's Swinburne, the Vesper's number 7.
Let's
This is our opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher? I lead the Vesper 7th Squad.
All right, that went a lot faster than last time.
The purse strings. Every single transaction goes through me. Let me go, and you'll still come out on top. Understand?
Fighting Windspire enemy comes in, no resupply. I don't know if that's fun, Avalon.
Splendid. I'm sure Snail will see you're properly honored for this. You're not like those savages. Keep up the good work.
Swinburne has left the combat zone. Raven, I'll respect your decision, but I should tell you that... Wait, I'm picking up something. Incoming! Is that a liberation front AC? Prepare to intercept.
The scoundrel's profits. Coins slipping through cold fingers.
Where the fuck is he? There he is.
AP at 50%.
An elite assassin associated with the Rubicon Liberation Front. Don't let him confuse you with his theatrics. He's not playing around.
Noted. He is painful.
AP at 50%. At 50%. AP at 30%.
Ah, god damn you!
He's got the upper hand. Don't let him play my things, Raven.
Allow the sick. Death the only salvation. Rest with the coral!
It's gonna be one of those.
Target confirmed. It's Swinburne, the Vesper's number 7. This is our opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher? I don't know who put you up to this, but clearly you need to be disciplined. No. I'm Swinburne. I can't lose.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
You've got skills. Shame you don't put them to good use. Wait! Let's not do anything hasty. You realize I lead the Vesper 7th Squad, which means I hold the purse strings.
Okay.
Every single transaction goes through me. Let me go, and you'll still come out on top. Understand?
2 repair kits remaining.
You're quick on the uptake, aren't you? Splendid. I'm sure Snail will see you're properly honored for this. You're not like those savages. Keep up the good work.
Fighting, swim, then halfway, and then did it. Yeah, okay, I already read that. Okay.
Is that a liberation for DC? Prepare to intercept.
The scoundrel's profits. Coins slipping through cold fingers. Feed Rubicon's soil.
AP at 50. AP at 30%.
Gather data from the NBAC. As Rogan Wilson, an elite assassin associated with the Rubicon Liberation Front. Don't let him confuse you with his theatrics. He's not playing around.
No false beyond words. Your seditious allow the sick. Death the only salvation.
Wait, he full... I didn't even do a scratch on him. Oh, you can't see it, chat, but like basically I didn't do a scratch on him when I went into the, because I was like overwhelming him, and like I did the AC overload thing like several times, but then like the amount of damage I did afterwards was like negligible.
Opportunity for an ambush. Let's go.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher? What? Let's not do anything hasty. You realize I lead the Vesper 7 squad.
There we go.
Which means I hold the purse strings.
Okay, so I can do that
Every
quickly.
single transaction goes through me. Let me go, and you'll still come out on top. Understand?
Alright, let's try this.
You're quick on the uptake, aren't you? Splendid. I'm sure Snail will see you're properly honored for this. We're not like those savages.
Let's see how we go.
Keep up the good work.
Because I feel this feels like the one.
Death and dishonor, such as the Oathbreaker's due. Pay the sons who toil!
Is that a liberation front you see? Prepare to intercept.
The scoundrels' profits, coins slipping through cold fingers. Feed Rubicon's soil.
AP at 50%.
I've gathered data on the enemy AC. There's Red Crimson, an elite assassin associated with the Rubicon Liberation Front. Don't let him confuse you with his theatrics. He's not coming around.
Though false be your oaths, your seditious blade strikes true. Savage is the cur. I shall pay my dues. Watch me, good comrade Zay. Your reward has come.
Also, he's just fully healing?
30%.
He's got the upper hand.
There we go, come on. Do the hit.
AP at 50%.
Where did he go? God damn it, where did he go?
Left shoulder ammunition at.
Heed me, Oathbreaker. Treachery benefits.
Yes! I did it! Did anyone submit a submission?
Destroyed.
Nope. Damn it.
That was certainly an adventure.
Did I win? Yes, I did. And... and I got a B for it as well. Okay, even with the reset, I got a B, which is pretty decent. 2,000 on the base pay, 2,700 on the bonus, 2,000 in penalties. Oh, the 2,000 would have been for the restart. Okay. Nice work on the himbo rating of 95% by Sir Dragon. Alright, let's have a look at parts. Can we get a new center? So that would make us like very heavy. This would increase our boost. We still can't go for that one. So that greatly that reduces our thingy, but ow, not the cactar, Sir Dragon. Curse you. Curse you. Alrighty. Here we go.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 18, rank D, final evaluation.
We just faced this guy as well.
Activating combat mode.
So we've got some sort of idea of how we take care of this guy.
AP at 50%.
If he can't heal himself, I do hit him really quickly with my stuff.
D rank evaluation. Well done.
Yay, I completed D rank. Got it done in less than 30 seconds as well, which was pretty impressive. Notification.
Incoming comms.
Congratulations, you have surpassed rank D.
Yay!
We hope that our aid has helped All Mind exist.
Oh, neat, I can get the new core. So that has an EN issue. Alright, next sortie. We have attacking the refueling base, which I believe this one is the one submitted by Rusty. Let's have a look.
Hey, buddy. This job comes from Schneider.
Yep, this is the one by Rusty. Alright, let's swap you over to our normal assault. Actually, let's go with burst. Alright. Let's do this.
Walking advertisement.
I don't think Walter likes it.
Just focus on getting the job done.
Let's see how we go. Let's see how we do. Let us hope that we do not die. Do
Main
not
system
pass.
activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Take out the PCA forces and head for the energy refinery plant.
Code 1-5. Contact with AC of unknown affiliation.
Suspected corporate hire. Single AC.
Terminate immediately.
There'll be bonuses for destroying the fuel storage tanks along the way. We should do our best to take them out.
The question is, where is the fuel?
Fuel storage tank destroyed. There should be more. Let's earn some extra credit while we can.
5, unaffiliated AC. Moving to terminate.
They put MTs to shame. Be careful.
AP at 50%.
Sending code 78.
You see that, 621? That dome's your refinery plant. I've updated your marker data. Head for the target.
Code 5, unknown AC.
Must be after the plant. Contain the situation. Terminate it.
Looks like an independent mercenaries assembly.
Leave the analysis to the system. Intercept.
AP at 50%.
Collect any corporate data you can find. The system...
Wait! Code 1-5.
It's that AC. Terminate it.
Alright, where's the fuel?
Code 1-5.
Where's the Vanguard? Handle it! Code 5, target confirmed.
They're locked on. Evasive action, Raven.
Alrighty.
That's the refinery plant. Do it, 621.
Code 5, hostile AC sighted.
Requesting backup from the system. Code 78.
Target destroyed. Our work here is done, 621.
Woo!
Raven, I'm picking up something in the stratosphere. It's approaching fast.
Uh-oh.
Code 2-3, attending scene. Launch point report checked out.
Oh, am I gonna have to deal with 2 ACs at the same time with this one? Oh god.
Call sign Raven. Priority subject for termination. High on the list.
Okay, can I run away from this match? I'm not exactly built for this.
Identified PCA SP, Special Forces. We can't afford to take chances. 621, eliminate them. Vectronoid, PCA SP machines. They're highly mobile executioners for priority targets, piloted by the PCA's elites. Focus on one at a time, 621. Don't let them double team you.
You're a real troublemaker, Raven. 1.
Alright, that's 1 out of the way.
5.
Echo 3 with Charlie. The lieutenant is down. Roger. Proceeding as planned.
One PCA SP craft destroyed.
We're not done yet. Stay focused, 621.
Right shoulder ammunition at 30%.
Yeah! Oh, this mission felt a lot better to do than the assassination mission we did earlier. Oh boy.
PCA SP craft destroyed.
Nice.
I'm sure our paymasters planned for that too. They got their walking advertisement all right.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Did I miss out on any other fuel depots? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Oh, we nearly made $500,000 in the pay alone. Let's see. 29,000 for repair costs, 40,000 for ammunition. Yeah, that was bound to happen. No penalties though, which is nice. Alright.
One new message.
Lay it on me.
Archivist Group Mercenary Liaison, V8 Pater here. Impressive work on the refueling base assault.
Oh, mosquito.
V4 has left me a message addressed to you, if I may. I knew you could do it, buddy. I've got my eye on you. That is all. We at the Archivist Group expect much from you.
Cool. Alrighty. Next mission. Oh, it is tunnel sabotage. I thought if I did tunnel sabotage, I couldn't go into the next mission, into the next mission. I thought it was one of those kinds of missions where it's like you have to pick a side, but it doesn't look like it is. Doesn't look like it is.
Main system activating combat mode.
Alrighty.
Commence mission. Destroy the old sensor at the end of the underground tunnel.
Alright, let's get moving.
This place may be derelict, but it won't be left undefended. Keep your guard up, 621.
Code 1-5, unaffiliated AC.
An attack? Why?
Watch your step. There's a faint choral response coming from the bottom.
Oh
To an
boy.
underground vein.
Gun 13, come in, Raven. ECA ground forces are headed your way earlier than planned. Make sure they stay busy. You know what to do. Over and out.
You heard him, 621. Destroy the target and get out of there. That's the target. It's protected by a basic shield. Just hit it from the inside. Target destroyed. Mission accomplished.
Raven, wait. Choral response is getting stronger.
Coral surge. That shouldn't have been enough to... 621, pull out, now!
Code 2.
Don't touch the coral current. Your armor can't take it.
Code 1.
Gun 13, Raven, what's going on? Who's that Trevor? Report your status.
We can answer that later. Get out now, 621.
Oh boy.
Code 31C. What's the system's verdict?
Proceed. How exactly?
Your IC.
I wasn't keeping an eye on my health. I wasn't keeping an eye on my health. Alrighty, let's do this again. Let's try this again.
That's the target. It's protected by a basic shield. Just hit it from the inside. Target destroyed. Mission accomplished.
Wait. Choral response is getting stronger.
A coral surge. That shouldn't have been enough to...
level. Hurry, Raven.
Not gonna deal with a fight.
AP at 50%.
The coral's coming.
621, don't fall behind.
God damn. Barely survived that.
You made it, somehow. This job's finished. Head back and rest, 621.
God damn!
One misstep, and that coral surge would have swallowed you whole. Raven, must you always put your life on the line?
Yes. Because that's how anime works. A lot of repair costs with that. That was bound to happen. Alright. Helmet off.
How's it going, Walter?
Rich!
Hard to say. 621's still performing well, but I doubt the voices have gone away. At any rate, whatever the voices are doesn't seem to be doing any harm. For now.
For now.
I was asking about you, Walter. But whatever. Bigger things. The coral. You'd better find it. Turns out, our friend's fears were warranted. Don't spend too long dealing with the PCA, Walter. Clock's ticking.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. New message.
New messages.
Oh, 2. Alright, let's have a listen.
Attention, Code 13 Raven! I have a message for you from Commander Michigan. Following your success at the Angerbred Tunnel.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like you stared death in the face when all that coral came rushing up.
I survived.
That's one way to light a fire under your ass. Keep it alive for the next field trip. Over and out!
Registration number RB23. Call sign, Raven. Your records have been updated. C-rank virtual encounters are now available in the arena. We invite you to further hone your technique.
New mercenary data has been unlocked. That is awesome. I need to go to the bathroom. I am sorry to say. I am so sorry. I need to go to the bathroom. Back. I'm so sorry. Ah, Spiky. Hi. Hello. Oh wait, my thingy-majiggy isn't there. Hi, Spiky. Hello. I am so. Hi, Spiky. Welcome to this cookie for Bookie. Hi, Spiky. Welcome to the stream, everyone. You caught me when I was in the bathroom. I finished a mission and I was like, oh, excuse me while I take a really quick bathroom break. And I took a quick bathroom break and it was just sort of like, oh, you're raid happening and such like that. Welcome everyone to my stream. I'm a variety streamer. My name is Grant. Why are you looking at my butt, Bookie? We gotta get back to the game. We gotta get back to the game. Also, I need to stop the music here. Head back to here. I'll be back in a moment myself. Not to worry. You do your after stream stuff. Eat. drink, go piss, whatever it is. Cookie for Spiky Cat as they go off and do their thing. For the rest of you guys, welcome. My name is Grant. I'm a variety streamer, and we're going through... Amazing. Nice work there, Bookie. We are going through more... We're going through Armored Core 6. I don't think I'm into Chapter 3 yet. No, I'm not done with Chapter 3 yet. I still have more, and looks like that is a decisions thing, and then this is 2 other missions. And there's arenas we can go through. All right. We gotta try out Gun 4. We're going into a 1v1. You know what this means, chat? You know what this means? It means we gotta do a prediction. I wanna know, what does everyone think? Is this gonna be an easy clap? Is this gonna be a hard victory, or am I gonna just get absolutely slammed? You don't, like, put in a point, put in 2 points. Last time, Ripper put down 8,000 points thinking I was gonna win, and they lost. It was tragic, but then they bounced back and they won 12 points, so good for them. It was still a huge loss, but they say they break even. How was everyone in Spiky Cat's stream? Were they all just sort of, you know, having a little chillaxing moment? Let's see, we got one person already saying, yeah, I'm gonna win this one against Gun 4, Volta, aka Cannon Head from the looks of it. We got no naysayers in the chat. It doesn't look like we have any naysayers in the chat. Alrighty then. What's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is whoever's put down 110 points are gonna lose 110 points.
Entering rank C.
And this guy's wearing Trank Teds. So this is gonna be a fun one.
Cannon Head. Call sign, Gun 4 Volta.
Alrighty. So we're dealing with a Cannon Head.
Commencing evaluation.
Alrighty.
System activating combat mode.
The fuck is he? There he is.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
Ooh, is that my victory? Yes!
Target destroyed.
Woo!
Concluding evaluation.
I'm gonna be real, I thought I was gonna lose that one. I don't think you understand how tight my ass got when I was dealing with this tank. I was just like, oh Jesus, it's actually doing a lot of big hits. Yeah. Fan-fucking-tastic. We won! Yeah. Congratulations to... Hang on a second. Virtual Robo Man. Congratulations on your 110 points. Unfortunately, no one else gambled, so all you get is your 110 points back. Alrighty, back to... We get 3 new chips. We get his AC, we get his emblem. It's still a woot. It's still a woot. Do we want to do another arena, chat? We got all these C's we can do. Like, look at this. Like, rank. So we got 16. We got Sula. We got Chatty. We got the middle Flatwell. There's so many more we could try. It's still woot is said by people. Let's do... What's it? Alright, let's see. What's his... Alright, so AC data allows us to swip and swap. No, I want to save. There we go. And then... Assembly. Let's go with a detonating javelin. Let's go for something a little... Actually, no. We need... Let's see. We got laser shotgun. Zimmerman. If I could put the Zimmerman on the other side, that probably would have been better. Alrighty. Let's get another prediction going, chat. I wonder how, what's-a-mahoozy, Trumpet Collins would feel about me just going with a bare bones basic sort of revelry trumpet thingy of the Would they be mad? Would they be upsetty spaghettis? I hope they're not upsetty spaghettis. I hope not. Oh my goodness. We got naysayers in the chat on the next one. We got naysayers against Mark 8 Patter. We gotta have some people saying yeah. Oh my gosh. Naysayers are in the chat. I'm gonna have to prove them wrong. Alrighty, let me get my helmet on.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 16.
Alright, is that a reverse joint, or is that just a normal bipedal? Oh, he's got a plasma gun.
Subject AC, dual nature. Call sign, V8, Pater.
Wait, does he have no over-shoulder and he's just gonna be swapping weapons?
Commencing evaluation.
I'm honestly not a fan of this arena.
Main system activating combat mode.
Come on. You were right, chat. You were right. That was a failure on my part. Did I win that? No, I didn't win that. Who had no confidence in me? What the? Hang on. Time to celebrate my 0 winnings. Why is it... Hang on. Why is it not doing the, studio mode, predictions... Oh, because it only shows winners. It doesn't show losers. Hang on a second. Interact. There we go. 0 winnings. Yeah. We need more people getting in on this. We need more people getting in on this kind of thingamadoogs. I'm gonna need to see some activity in chat before we go back, before I continue on with the hey. Thank you for the hyper himbo. I greatly appreciate it.
Main system activating combat.
We're gonna need more people in chat if we're gonna do another prediction poll on these fights. Welcome back, Spiky Cat.
Chan has come together and thinks you should do 10 squats during the break.
Alright. Break time. I gotta do some squats. And look at me getting, look at me getting pixelated. Hopefully this is only a minute-long advertisement for you guys. Big stretch. Alright, here we go. Well, I'm sorry if most people are asleep. There's Australians as well. Well, I need to get more Australians. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you for the 10 squats. I need to get more Australians in the chat. Hey, Spiky Cat, if you're on Twitch Turbo, how do you get the Australians into your chat going off? You're trying to stream things. I can definitely feel the power difference between my 3090 and my 3060 Ti. Oh, interesting. Wait. Is the 3090 the one for the gaming PC, or is the 3060 Ti the one for your gaming PC? I'd imagine the 3090 would have to be. Because that's what I think I'm running off a 30. Yeah, I'm running off a 3090 as well. Twitch what? How do you get the Australian Twitch viewers going off in your chat? The 3060 Ti is your stream, isn't Sheen? Ah, okay. Okay. But your main machine's motherboard shit itself. Oh, that's not great. That's never good to hear. Go suck a lemon, furry cures. Yeah. Now they just appear. They just magically.
Target destroyed.
Magically, they hear the Australian accent, and they're like, "Oi, mate, you an Aussie? I'm gonna join your stream." I don't know if that's my best Aussie accent. Please do not judge me harshly. I just go live and people appear. That's damn. The way you write it, you're just sort of like, I just have this effect. Furry Cures is judging me now. Great. Alright, let's see. We got survey the uninhabited floating city, heavy missile support. Those two are decisions. Alright. Deactivate all ECM fog machine devices and survey the floating city. Who's asking me? This is my whole attitude to streaming. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like, to each their own on that. I just wondered how you got people chatting and, you know, communicating and such like that if you ever had to try and push that.
We could find some clues here.
So, because...
a city floating on the ocean, built by the Rubicon Research Institute.
Sometimes I get people chatting a lot in my streams, but that's not normally, like,
likely hiding secrets.
People tend to talk amongst themselves. That I would love to see happening. Like, Jason does a really good job, one of my moderators. When new people come in, they're like, he always, like, pokes them and goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And, you know, sometimes they'll say, "Yeah, they're okay," or something like that, but there's never, like, you know, their own conversation able to spark off from what I'm doing. You know Jason? Yeah, of course you know Jason. Like, is Jason your moderator as well? He does that in your chat too? Yeah. It's good that he does that.
Be the first ones to identify where the coral is converging.
It's great that he does that, so yeah. Could always do with more Jasons in our lives.
The ECM fog is going to interfere with comm until it's disabled.
Meow.
Follow the beacons left with the survey drone.
Alrighty. So, gotta shoot off some beacons, and then we're on our way.
Main system activating combat.
Oh, they were not kidding about the fog.
Raven, the ECM won't interfere with our contact, but it is affecting your lock-on range. Keep an eye on your surroundings.
Unknown intruder detected. Normalization process E.
Those seem to be city defense automatons. They must have stood watch even after they were abandoned by their masters. This must be a beacon left by the survey drone. I'll use markers to track them. You can use them if you lose your way. I've located an ECM fog control device. See if you can access it.
Probably should have gotten something other than a cannon for my right trigger.
The control device is offline. Let's keep looking, Raven.
Alright, there's the next one.
Intrusion attempt persisting. Normalization process A.
Second fog control device located.
AP at 50%.
Confirmed. Control device is silent. Let's find the next one.
Okay, I didn't realize I was able to get that one. Oh, there's the next one. I like how your mech is fully colored and painted and yours is just rusted. Yeah, I just done a Buzz Lightyear thing. I didn't think too hard about it, I'm gonna be real with you.
Survey drone Walter mentioned? We might be able to extract its data. Let's take...
Alright, let's have a look. Xylem remains fully operational. The Planetary Closure Administration did their best to hide the place, but I'll find a way there soon enough. The only ones who know are the PCAs and...
Look. Wait! Hostile readings.
Normalization process B2. Deploying antigens.
Oh... That's unfortunate. Okay, also, first things first. Get that ridiculous gun and swap it with the burst rifle. Yep, let's keep to that grenade thingamadiggy. Keep to you. Let's try this again.
Confirmed.
Your himbo, thinking is hard.
Let's find
Thinking can be hard. Thank you very much. You are absolutely correct.
Intrusion detected. Normalization process C.
Yep, alright, so there's that beacon there. There's that one there. God damn, that guy. This guy moves fast against the bullets.
Is that the survey drone Walter mentioned? We might be able to extract its data. Let's take a look.
Alrighty. Alright, we grab that data.
Wait! Hostile readings.
Normalization process B2. Deploying antigens.
Fight back, Raven.
at 50%.
Now we know what happened to the drone.
Alrighty. You're gonna lurk now because you're not this far yet. Nah, fair enough. This is probably ending, like, reaching to the end of Chapter 3, if I'm gonna be real with you, because I've got 2 missions that don't require a decision, and then the last 2 are, like, decision-based or what have you, so it's likely that the decision one is the one that's, like, the final mission for Chapter 3.
Take your time. Raven, that's the last of the control devices.
Alrighty.
We'll have Walter back after this.
6-2. Do you read me?
Yep.
Do you read me? You've got PCA incoming.
Oh,
Pull out
God
before I
damn.
make this complicated.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
And it's the helicopter.
Guess we're complicating things. So much for subtlety. You'll have to fight your way out now. Take them down, 621. I'll clean up the mess.
Raven, I've identified some Xylem defenses we can co-opt. Try accessing it if you need support.
Yes, please.
Normalization process A. Activating defenses.
There. Xylem's defenses now recognize you as an ally. That should help keep the PCA busy.
Just need to figure out where the helicopter is.
Wearing it down. Finish it, 621.
Right shoulder ammunition at 50%.
Oh boy.
Right shoulder ammunition at 30%.
Oh, and of course they're out of bounds. Alright, let's pull them into the city a little bit further. There you are.
Left shoulder ammunition at 50%. AP at 50 for AP at 30%. Right hand ammunition at 50%. Right shoulder ammunition at 10%. Right shoulder ammunition depleted.
That's not good. Woo! That's not normally good if I lose ammunition through a mission like this. God. Although to be fair, I probably was wasting a lot of my rocket ammo then, like earlier.
Now, my friend can get back to surveying.
Thank Christ we don't get rated on getting the mission done the first time. Yep, ammunition cost was very high for that one. That's not to be surprised about.
No new messages.
Oh, I was hoping for a new message. Yeah, I know what the time is, Furry Cures. Do you not want me streaming? Is that why you tell me these times? You just want to remind me of like, oh hey, you've wasted 3 hours of my night. Stop.
And to Walter's friend.
Hope that's not what you... Because that's what it sounds like some days. Where it's just sort of like, hey, you've been doing this for 3 hours now. It's like, what are you trying to do? It's like, I'm trying to enjoy myself. Ooh, 1 million. I can probably get some new armors. Alright, so I've got those. And... let's see, we got another reverse joint. We got a new engine to try out, a new FC. We can't get the generator. No, you're not a bitch. Alrighty. Alrighty, so long as you know what you're doing. So long as you know what you're doing. Cookie for Furry Cures. Here we go. Alrighty. We will do one more mission, though. We'll see how we go with this one.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon.
Long time no see, tourist. I've got a job for you. The PCA's show of force has finally started to affect my own business.
Has it now?
Those spineless coyotes jumped at the chance to become their lackeys.
Okay.
Now they're feeling ambitious and sniffing around RAD territory again.
Furry Cures 1221
say this calls for
paid
fireworks.
me to say Zeebs
And I've
is a
got
cutie.
something that'll blow them away. The coyotes can be ungrateful, though. They're bound to come running to stop the launch. That's where you come in. Intercept them and defend the missiles.
Oh. This is gonna be an interesting one.
I'll make sure the coyotes and the PCA get a chance to see RAD's famous fireworks.
I've never run a defense as an armored core, so this will be an interesting one. Alright, let's swap from Songbird to... Let's swap to Dual Missile Launcher. Actually, is there a... Nah, these don't have the better missile launchers on them. Alright, so that has the better armor. This one has the better boost. I think we're gonna go with the bigger armor. Better long range and medium ranges with the sacrifice on the close range. I'm fine with that. It's probably the better option, to be real with you. And let's swap over to... swap to the Zimmerman. This is an ugly motherfucker.
It's almost time, Raven. Let's head over.
Yeah, this is a very ugly sort of AC. I don't know how I feel about this chunky top with the skinny legs. I don't know how I feel about that kind of a mech. We'll see how we go.
Main system activating combat mode.
Alrighty.
We started without you, tourist. Get to your position.
We did arrive as scheduled. I suppose they're an eager bunch.
Go.
Confirmed. First enemy wave destroyed.
Don't make me send you to Jesus.
We're all set, Chief. Commencing missile launch sequence.
Oh yeah, you haven't met. Chatty's our systems admin. Doesn't talk much, but he knows his stuff. Anyway, no time for pleasantries. We've got coyotes to deal with. Never thought they'd end up palling around with the PCA. Smart, but not for long.
There you are.
Here comes the second wave. Keep the fireworks safe.
They're coming from the front left side. Intercept, Raven.
There we go.
That's what I like to see, tourist. I almost pity the poor fools.
Oh wait, I'm missing one of my turrets. Hang on a second, I need to fix that.
Main system activating combat mode.
Best do that now rather than later.
We started without you, tourist. Get to your position.
We did arrive as scheduled. I suppose they're an eager bunch. Confirmed. First enemy wave destroyed.
Alright, that's everyone that time.
We're all set, Chief. Commencing missile launch sequence.
Oh yeah, you haven't met. Chatty's our systems admin. Doesn't talk much, but he knows his stuff. Anyway, no time for pleasantries. We've got coyotes to deal with. Never thought they'd end up palling around with the PCA.
Alrighty.
Smart, but not for long. Here comes the second wave. Keep the fireworks safe.
They're coming from the front left side. Intercept, Raven.
That's what I like to see, tourist. I almost pity the poor fools.
4 minutes to go.
They're coming from the bridge.
Look at all those coyotes. Don't let them slip past you. Feeling antsy, tourist? The anticipation's half the fun. We want our guests to enjoy this.
Oh, they got rid of one of the turrets. That's not good. I was hoping to keep one of them alive, but 3 minutes to go. It was unavoidable. Oh, here comes more.
Third wave coming from the bridge. These machines look different.
Toy Box Mechs. One of our spicier products. Take them out first. Almost ready. Don't fail us now, tourist.
They're coming from 3 directions at once.
We got more Toy Box Mechs. Don't let any through.
We've lost one submissile.
They're walking all over us. Do your job, tourist.
Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping to keep all 3 active. You're heading out now. Hope you have a good rest of the stream. Not to worry, Virtual Robo Man. I'm probably going to hop off after this mission. So in the next, like, let's see, it's a minute 20 to get this done. In the next, like, 2 minutes, I'm probably going to be out.
Disarm now or face immediate and indiscriminate termination. The PCA makes no exceptions.
A warship? Looks like the bigger dogs have arrived.
Laser sweep. Don't let it burn you.
Batter up, tourist. You've blown up a warship before, right?
Confirmed. PCA warship destroyed.
That's the stuff. Thanks for the pre-show, tourist.
Missile launch sequence complete, Chief. Ready when you are.
You're the best, Chatty. You too, tourist. Here come the fireworks. Enjoy, scumbags.
Tourist, there is the predicted impact point.
Oh, we get to watch.
Looks like I was a little off. Well, close enough is good enough for me.
Especially with 2 missiles going in. All right, 10 squats. Here we go.
They really are like
1,
fireworks.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you for the 10 squats. Thank you for the 10 squats.
One new message.
Chatty Stick, RAD. Thanks for helping with the fireworks show. The Chief loved working with you, so don't be a stranger. That's all I had to say. Later.
I thought it was going to be a little more chatty than that after the mission, but I guess short and to the point is how they're going to stay at it. Unlock mission thingy-madiggies. Unlocks the ability to sortie when AC is overburdened and to manually purge weapons. Purging reduces weight load and improves speed. Interesting. Quick turns, assault, pulse. What does the assault do? Allows it to... creates a pulse explosion centered on the AC, canceling out enemy fire, creating an area of effect shock. Pulse allows it to be... creates a pulse barrier in a fixed position, providing cover until the barrier reaches its duration or time limit. Allows it to... creates a barrier that trails the AC, dramatically increasing defensive performance. And terminal armor. Allows automatically triggers a pulse barrier when the AC's AP reaches its limit, greatly enhancing defense until the barrier reaches its durability. Okay, interesting. I feel like I'd use this one. Alright, and then this one... Okay, so I can increase this one to get the max fuse. And then use this to upgrade the armor so I get one more pulse out of it. Neat. Alrighty. I say that will be the end of our stream. That will be the end of our stream there. Let me take my helmet off. That is that. I honestly wished I woke up earlier. I really wish I woke up today like a little bit earlier with a little more energy, and I was gonna, and you know, just surprise you guys with a, no, it's okay, Furry Cures, it's all right. I wanted, like, I should have like warned a little bit earlier of like, oh, hey, there's gonna be a stream at 6 p.m. as per usual. I need to get my schedule out on Twitter as well for what my games look to be this week. Because Wednesday is probably going to be Starfield. I'm no longer doing art streams on Wednesday nights. So Wednesday night is going to be Starfield. And then Friday night is, as always, going to be... actually, no, I need to check in with Code if they're okay for D&D night this Friday. I don't know how tonsillitis is going to be treating them the next few days, so I should best check in. I asked you on Discord if there was going to be a stream today, but no response. Yeah... That went off at, like, the middle of the day as well, or something like that, when I should have responded a lot sooner. But, like, I do normally... I keep the Twitch schedule to do a repeating thingy-madiggy, so if I do forget to send it or something like that, normally, like, the Twitch thingy-madiggy will say when the next time I'm going to stream is, and I normally try and commit to that one as well. So, it's one of those cases of, like... It's very unlikely that I'm going to break out of the status quo with my streaming habits as they've been the last few months now. So, yeah, Monday evenings are regularly going to happen. I would probably send a message in the Discord like I did the last time there was a Monday where I didn't have to work, where I'd be like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if I just started streaming right now? And then 10 minutes later, there's a Discord notification of me starting streaming. Like, there will normally be something like that, but like, if I was to do that, like, I'd give you like a little bit of heads up, but otherwise 6 p.m. my time, it Twitch says what it is in the local time zone for when I stream next. So yeah, Wednesday is going to be the next time I stream. I'm not working tomorrow, so probably just going to be sleeping in and all that kind of such. I really wanted to have like a low weekend, but not only did I have to work Saturday, and they gave me a last minute thing to do, which just pulled me into working longer on that Saturday, but then I got like 2 phone calls on Sunday, like half an hour apart, for the same issue from the same person, because the first time they called me, they thought they knew their password and it got them into their laptop, but then the second time they called me, it was like, oh, it's not getting me into these systems, and it's like, well, that's because you changed your password only on the laptop and it didn't do a sync across the system as we normally want. But you guys don't want to hear that. You guys don't want to hear what my evening is like. Not like that, at least. Alrighty. let's have a look at who we're going to raid. I think we're going to go raid into an Australian. I think we're going to go raid into Zevin. Zevin is an artist. I met them when I went to Furdu last year. He's pretty chill. He's pretty cool. He's an Anubis, I think is what you call that persona. It's good to vent. Fair enough. So yeah, we'll get the raid. It's going to be a classic raid message, I'm going to be real with you. I don't have anything special, so it's just going to be himbo raid. Show us your cutest guys, gals, and non-binary pals, or prepare to get swole. That's going to be our raid message for tonight. Otherwise, I will see you all possibly Wednesday. I want to say thank you everyone who came along. Spikey, if you're still here, thank you so much for the raid. I greatly appreciate it. I hope all you viewers enjoyed the stream, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.